what about a capo version? Which fret for the capo? How do I play this with the capo? Got a capo version? Capo, capo, however you say it, I'm going to show you how you use it. Hey guys, I'm Ryan Naylor here to help you grow as a guitarist, and today we're doing an introduction to transposing. Now, transposing in music is that fancy term for taking a chord progression, in this instance really hard to play like this, and moving it into something a little easier like this. Now what we're going to do, we're going to jump on my computer and I'm going to take you through the process of taking that hard progression and making it much easier with the use of a capo. So on screen we have a table which will form part of the handout for this lesson from my website blog, and up in the top we have the chord progression that I played for you at the beginning: C minor, B flat major, E flat major and A flat. Some nasty looking chords if we're just getting started out, but I'm going to show you how you can fix that with a capo. Okay, so stage one is to measure the distance from one chord to the next. Now to do this, we're going to look at the root notes. That's the note which names the chord, and we're going to count how many notes the move from one chord to the next spans. Now at this stage, we ignore the chord quality, whether it's major or minor, or whether the root note is altered with a sharp or a flat. So we're just interested in the letters here: C, B, E, and A. And so these distances are what we call intervals in music. They're numbered by how many notes the distance spans. So C to B in the first move, if we look over here to the musical alphabet, we see that C is around here, and going to B we're going back one. It's two notes, it's C and B together. So this is what we call a second. So we're going to be going down a second from C to B. Let's add that in. Then we think about the next two notes. We've got a B and an E. If we look again at the alphabet, B goes up to E, B, C, D, E. That's four. So that's going to be what we call a fourth. And then E to A, if we look again, E goes up to A, E, F, G, A. Again, that's another fourth between E and A. Let's add that in. So once we've established the distance between the root notes, we then want to try and put this progression into what I call a new feel. That is a feel of a different set of chords. There are a couple of rules to this. If the progression starts with a major chord, then you're going to try and start with either a C chord or a G. In this instance though, if it begins with a minor chord, we are going to try an A minor or an E minor. Now quite simply what we need to do is start from the E and move the distances that we had in the original progression. So E minor or E, down a second. E is here, down a second from there would be the chord of D. Then we go from D, up a fourth from D, will give us the E, F and G. And the final chord, from G up another fourth, we go G, A, B. That's going to be the chord of C. Now as we play through that new progression, it sounds right in that the chords relate to one another in the same way, but we'll need to use the capo to get the new feel sounding like the original progression. So with placement of the capo, it is very simple. What we need to do is to find the original starting chord root note on the note clock. So our first chord was a C minor in the original progression. Let's find the C over on my note clock. That is in the 3 o'clock position. Now from there, we're going to count back however many steps the new chord root note, that being an E minor, where it is in the note clock. So from C and to E, we go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 8 steps backwards. So the root note difference was 8 frets, and so that's going to put our capo on the 8th fret. Now let's hear what that sounds like. And there we have the progression, played with some easier chords. Let's do that again, but with the feel of A minor. So we're going to, as I mentioned, if it's a minor chord to start with, you're going to start with an A minor chord. A minor, let's do this quickly. So down a second from A gives us the note of G. G up a fourth goes to the note C. And then C up a fourth goes to the note of F. That is my sequence. And then what is the root note difference? Note clock, C to A is 1, 2, 3, back 3 steps, making then the capo on the 3rd fret. Let's hear what that sounds like. So that's the process very simply. There is a second stage to this to make sure that you've got it exactly right. And that is to just check the exact distance on the note clock from one root to the next. So we go back to the original progression, C to B flat. We look, the note C is at 3 o'clock, B flat is back 2. So it's 2 steps on the note clock. And then the note B flat is at 1 o'clock, round to E flat. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps. Okay, up 5. And E flat to A flat is again up 5 from 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say we want to maybe put the new progression using a D minor chord instead of C minor. So very quickly, the first stage process, down a second from a D would be the chord of C. Up a fourth from C would be 1, D, E, F. And then up a fourth from F would be F, G, A, the B. Now here's the second stage to double check. So we have to make sure that the root notes of this new progression are the same distances on the note clock as the original. So D to C, is it back 2? Yes it is, fine. C to F, is it up 5 steps? C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's F, great. And then F to B, is that up 5 steps around the note clock? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, no it's not, but we do have a B flat. Now the note has to be a kind of a B, but it has to be 5 steps around. So this last chord is going to be the chord of B flat. That would be the new progression, not particularly helpful for a beginner student with a B flat being a bar chord, but just to illustrate the point that sometimes, well all the time really, you want to do this second stage to make sure the progression is exactly as it should be as you place the capo. And just to finish this off then, where would the capo be for this new progression if I wanted to play it in this way? We start with the C at 3 o'clock and we go to the D, always working backwards as you do this, never forward, always backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back 10, so that would put the capo on the 10th fret to sound like the original progression. So there you are guys, you'll see there are some limitations to this, but hopefully this will get you up and running with some transposing of your own and starting to see a little more how these chords all relate to one another. A thumbs up please if you did enjoy the video, and subscribe if you're new here, welcome. So don't forget to grab a copy of the handout from my website. You can also get my new ebook Fretboard Mastery there as well. You guys take care and I'll see you again soon. Bye! Hey guys, I'm Ryan Naylor.